Okay, hello, I'm doing a taste challenge with 3 Cognac brandies, Landy VS, Salignac VS, and Courvoisier VS. Very special or very smooth depending who you talk to. These are grades that British Cognac brandy drinkers started to use around 1900, and it caught on as the official way of doing it. Previously they used star grades, like maybe 1 star was the very young introductory level, up to 5 stars, which was the extremely expensive. These are all VS. Okay, so 40% alcohol, 80 proof. Here's something coming up October, November, December that should be very interesting. That's another story. I was just showing you what's coming. So I actually did this one first. I bought that locally in this town. These two I bought at a store in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. But I put these two together because they're both owned by Beam Suntory. And if you get on their website, it's huge. You could take hours reading about all their brands, literally hours and hours. This Landy is owned by Maison Ferrand, another huge French alcohol company, Maison Ferrand, and they have a number of different cognac brandy lines. That's one of them, and there's different Landys, and then they have other offerings. Okay, so I honestly liked all 3. In my initial videos, I was impressed. Not to say that I didn't like the Fleur de Lis Napoleon VVSOP from France. It's not a cognac, it's just a French brandy. That was very good. Had some peppery notes. I did notice that the Courvoisier developed some peppery notes as a drink on it. At first I said it did not have that, but it did. The Pierre Duchesne, that Trader Joe's brand, French brandy, it was okay. I did drink the whole 750, which took weeks, but I mean, it was all right. But it was like, okay, that's why it's a discount. If you want to say it was a discount, it was $10.99 for 750 milliliters. The Fleur de Lis Napoleon was a liter, and it was $12.99, and it was much better, I thought. Okay, so anyway, these were about $9 to $10 for 2 bottles. 2 for $9.99, 2 for $8.99, 2 for $8.99, which to me was a very, very good deal. 200 milliliter bottles, flask style bottles. And it's interesting also, I think Hennessy, yeah, I think I saw an old Hennessy ad, oh no, I remember it was Christian Brothers Brandy VS, which I've never had. That's a California, or originally California brandy, and they were saying the flask bottle, it's perfect when you're on those fishing excursions, and they had a guy out there fly fishing with a flask bottle in his back pocket. I thought it was comical. Recommended by this Catholic brother, brother whatever, Theodorus, Brother Theodore, that's what it was, I think. Brother Theodore says, this is a very good brandy. Beautiful aroma. It's a little medicinal, it's alcoholic, I mean, after all, 40%, it's no joke. The Salignac reminds me a little bit of that Albertsons brandy, which is contract distilled for Albertsons stores by a company in Louisville, Kentucky. Ultimately, it's the Salignac company who does that for Albertsons. This one is more subtle, not so peppery, not so grapey, not so fruity, but more measured, maybe some white pepper. So I think as far as aroma, this one is the more sublime of the 3. But they're all nice. Okay, now the taste. They look similar. Light amber This is lighter than this one. I think here we're at a tie. They're about the same. Medium amber. Yeah, go ahead and spill it. Okay. It's more or less middle of the road. I know it's French, but like a spirit that you would get in America at a corner convenience store, which is actually where I bought that. So it's not, I'm not saying it's bum juice. That would be like your Crystal Palace brandy if you find that, or your Hartley's Crystal Palace gin, Hartley's brandy. Same company, same filth. Apparently, I've never had the bad judgment to try the Crystal Palace. I did try the Hartley, which was nightmarish. Picking up oak and vanilla here. Yeah, I know I should rinse my mouth and whatnot, but I think I can hack it. This one is a little more refined, I believe. A little more pepper, white pepper. Smoother. Okay, Courvoisier. Emmanuel Courvoisier, the founder, co-founder. I did the solo, and I was saying I thought it was the better of the three. But that was going by recollection, not a sit down, side by side. Now I don't know. And I don't want you to think that, oh, this one's bad and these two are much better. It's not that. It's what is the best of three very enjoyable products. And I'm starting to think these two are maybe more in a tie. Nuttiness, yes. Almond. But by golly, that Courvoisier is smooth. It's hard to say. I guess this would be third place. No problem with it. No objections. And no complaints. But they're not identical, so one has to get the bronze medal. So this one, I would say, this would be the one I would not pick. I would pick it. But if the price was the same and I was at a store, this would be the one I would not. This one, these two, I might have to think about it. Oh yes, I'll enjoy finishing this off. Don't worry. It's fine. I have no problems, like I said, with it. These two could be a challenge. There's even almost some wintergreen noted. Oak. Some peppermint. Well, floral things. This is a really tough call. I understand that Courvoisier, that's their showcase beverage as far as brandy, cognac brandy goes. That's the one you're going to see you may see a television advertisement for, you may see a magazine, internet ad. This one you're not going to see that. That's their, they just put it out there, you buy it, fine. It's got its stitched leather appearance, trying to make it look like that. This one has the sharp, really more advanced label. It's got the embossed glass. But, so this is where their big money is, and this is, they're just putting it out there. But there's different grades of this, by the way. It's not just this particular one. But sometimes the ones that aren't pushed as much can be just as good, if not better. And I'm gonna say it's maybe, perhaps, possibly this is a shade better, but it would be too close to call, and I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it. So I'm gonna say this one I'd reach for last. These two, it's a coin toss. Whatever your druthers would be that day. If the price was the same. Now obviously if this was $1 less or whatever, you know, you go with this was. You pick the one because it's a tie in quality. I really think so. It's a tie. I would highly recommend all three if you ever see them, and obviously you will see this if you go into any store that sells spirits. You're going to see this, okay? It's like Jack Daniels, you're going to see that. Or Seagram's Gin, you're going to see it. These two you may or may not ever see. I can't, speak to those, but they're fine. So anyway, it's nice when you have three winners lined up. And it's pretty obvious that if these are delicious as entry level, you can imagine how good the, say, Courvoisier Limage or the Triple Oak or the Prestige would be, right? So here's what's coming up next. October, November, December. I mean, it takes about a month for each brand, right? To get through these bottles, and I've got another Courvoisier bottle over there. It's going to take, at least to the end of September. So, but the Hennessy VS, that's their famous Hennessy. That's the one you see everywhere. That's their mainline product. The Hennessy Black, October. And the Hennessy Privilege. Very interesting and intriguing product from what I've been reading. And the deal I got was amazing. So I'll be interested to talk about that. So thank you for watching this Cognac Brandy Taste Challenge. And I'll be very curious and interested in your feedback. I'll drink to that.